Well, I know that they did that, and I don't know what kind of passports they had. But if I had to guess, they were probably British. Do you know what kind they were?
Yes, they were British passports. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah,
There's a
because they
big
worked
black
very
market of
close.
British
And what happened is the British government gave them to them. That's really what
There's a
happened.
big
They operate very closely.
I can believe that. Is there any more information about the government wanting to take over our retirement accounts throughout the United States?
Nothing at all, but on Sandy's issue, I do have a piece, word for word, that Bob Barker, who is on radio and talks about the markets and investments and things like that. And he thought it was a horrible thing if government was trying to pursue that. And he said it's a very preliminary stage, and he's right. It is. What they're going to do, I don't know. Under the current environment in the country, politically, it would just be another act of suicide by the Democrats to push something like that, because I don't know that it would be something that could get passed. And if they use an executive order, the people will go berserk. I mean, people have worked their whole lives, and they can have anywhere between $50,000 and $5 million, and it's going to go up a spout because they want to trade their investments. They want the people, the American citizens, to trade their pension investments for U.S. Treasury bonds and notes and so on. And the United States government is broke. It's broke. And so what they're doing essentially is stealing their money.
Just right theft.
There's no other way to put it. That's the way it is, if they do it.
Mm-hmm. Does Mr. Chapman have any competitive companies that he recommends to seek out to purchase gold from in small coin denomination?
Sure. All you have to do is email us, and we'll give you coin dealers to go to who will have good prices, good delivery. They're honest. We work with them for years. We receive no commissions from anybody for anything. The exception is those who subscribe to the publication. And so all you have to do is email Bob, B-O-B, at INTFORECASTER.com, Bob at intforecaster.com, and we'll give you the names of the dealers. You can go right directly to them.
And let's see. Okay, that was the same question. It was asked 3 times in 3 different chat rooms. You guys must be talking to each other. They want to make sure the question got asked. Let's see. Okay, I have to get over to the Marine Corps chat room. Betty, are you there? Okay, Betty, I know you'd come through. Mr. Chapman, foreclosures are going up left and right. They finally came through with the San Diego Tribune saying that there's going to be a massive influx of foreclosures here in California, again, totaling over 500,000 in Southern California. Mr. Chapman, is there any end in sight? I keep asking this question every week. It keeps getting worse.
Well, you have your own answer. It's going to get worse. And I think this year, and maybe into next year, homes could drop another 20%. Another 35% in commercial real estate. It's dreadful, and it's not going to go away. And even when we hit bottom, which will probably be in 2012, maybe 2013, we could bump along the bottom with a deflationary depression for 10 or 20 years. I mean, who knows?
Understood.
It's just, it's the way I've depicted it, and unfortunately, I was right.
And I got one that comes in from Mopney. He wants to know what does Bob think about South African miner DRD gold?
I don't buy anything in South Africa or recommend that people do that. And Africa in general, there is one country that could be used, but other than that, the answer is no, because I lived in Africa for 3 years in South Africa and in Zimbabwe. I know the people who run the governments. I spent a lot of time there. I had a business in Zimbabwe, and I will not recommend any stocks in South Africa or in Zimbabwe.
Well, that's a good pointed question, Mr. Chapman. With the Greek crisis and the hard hit financing, a lot of people are screaming that it's Goldman Sachs that is causing this. Do you agree?
Absolutely. They've been causing it for years. They're part of the Illuminati. These are the people who caused this problem in the first place. And all they do is loot, and loot more. I mean, these people are first-class criminals. And so the same is true at J.P. Morgan Chase and Citigroup and many others. I mean, if I own my own brokerage firm. I was on Wall Street for 28 years. If you knew what I knew, believe me, you wouldn't believe it.
Mr. Chapman, oh gosh, Mr. Chapman, the United States Federal Reserve has just announced that they're going to review the role Goldman Sachs and other firms have played in helping Greece hide its debt problems. And Chairman Bernanke is saying that a massive investigation will be done. Is this the wolves inviting the wolves into the dining room table to discuss what they're going to have for dinner tomorrow?
Yes, that's correct. And the whole thing is what they call laughable.
That's why I'm laughing at what these.
Lessons in wine.
Mr. Chapman, Greece's total debt is estimated to be just $300 billion to $400 billion U.S. dollars, or 113% of the gross national domestic product that they have. The United States just bailed out Goldman Sachs to the tune of $12 billion. What's the deal here? Who's playing who?
Well, as I said, in the end, in Animal Farm, George Orwell's novel, he's more famous for his 1984, but anyway, George said in there, some are more equal than others, and that says it all.
That's what Colorado Al comes forth and says. Some animals are just more equal than other animals.
That's right.
Let's see here.
And they were a bunch of pigs in that book, and all I can say is puerco, puerco, puerco. That's Spanish for pig.
I understand that. Bobby from New Zealand comes in and says, at the present time, Mr. Chapman, New Zealand seems to be out of the debt crisis. However, I'm worried that it's going to hit us. There has been several factories here lay off some workers because the export products that they have been exporting has basically gone into the slide. Do you think the global crisis is going to swing to down under as we go into winter?
Of course. And I think that China, which is the second biggest exporter now, they're going to get hurt badly. So anybody who's an exporter is going to get hurt. The exception, of course, is natural resources to some extent. But, people, they raise a lot of sheep in New Zealand, and people are going to buy less mutton. They're going to buy less of everything. They're just not going to have the money to do it. And so we're all going to suffer worldwide. Some will suffer more than others. Societies that build homes and factories and pay cash for them are not going to have the problems that other societies that use debt financing to do that are going to have, like America and Spain and Ireland and on and on. They're going to get hit hard. Latin America and Asia are not going to get hit that hard. They're going to get hit, but not that hard because they pay cash.